Welcome back. Friday, Q&A, fan mail, lovely. Got a lot of loot, it's going to be lovely, got some great questions. First, one bit of sad news. We had somebody pass within our community, and it was somebody that I had featured on one of my featured fan builds, and then had actually reached out and gotten a commission from him. And that was the man who had made my Jolt flintlock pistol. He had submitted his designs for one, his pictures of one, and it was featured on my featured fan builds. And I reached out to him saying I would love to get my hands on one of those. It's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and I would like one. And he was more than happy to take my commission, and he made it and he sent it. But I found out recently that he passed away, and they asked me to say some kind words, and I definitely would. I'm happy to do so, because this really is one of my favorite blasters that I own. The hammer is in fact functional. It just loads there in the back. It's just a beautiful design, and something that I'm very, very fortunate to have gotten one of his pieces of work. So yeah, his name was Damien Durage, and we've definitely lost someone very special, an artisan in my opinion. So there's the sad bit out of the way. Weather has been getting nice, which means I will be doing more of the more interesting videos that I really couldn't do while it was damp and cold and all of that. Range day videos, science videos. I'm going to be doing more of those loadout videos. I really enjoy those. Plus, I want to go through my gear and actually build my loadouts, so it's functional as well as fun. Also, recently spent all of last weekend and much of this week cleaning and organizing the shop, having a year of not having events that had started to succumb to the entropy of chaos, and had never really overcome it in the first place. When I first moved in and built the upstairs loft area, all of the stuff that had been kind of weird stuff in boxes had just gone up there and had just been sitting there. Sergeant Deplorable came down, and we pulled pretty much everything out of up there, sorted through it all, put it all in labeled boxes, and put a lot of it back up in there. Some of it we got rid of, some of it was thrown away. Boxes were consolidated, and there was a small burning. And there's still a lot to do, but it is slowly getting there. There's still a lot of organization of my bins of parts and materials, and yeah, that need to get gone through, but it's getting there. I got my first shot of Pfizer in the arm. My second one will be in just under 3 weeks, at which point 2 weeks after that I will be fully vaccinated and will be able to start hosting events. Most of the local crew will be fully vaccinated by June probably, and so we'll definitely be doing crew events. We'll be having we've got a couple of them silly ones planned. I've been sent a lot of snacks that we're going to go through and have a snack tasting evening where we just hang out and eat junk food. There will be drill, there will be sketches, there will be fashion shows. There'll be all sorts of fun builds that we are very much looking forward to. So things are looking up. All right, to the questions. Nefop, what is your favorite brand or style of salsa? I can salsa dance, does that count? I don't have a favorite brand of salsa. I don't really like salsa. Not a salsa person. Fabian Holmgren, what software do you suggest in regards to 3D printing? I am honestly still just doing all of mine in my slicer like a monkey with a rock trying to build a bridge. I've heard good things about Fusion 360 though, so give that one a try. Marcus Unifair, what makes a gray trigger blaster so weak? Well, with the springers, they put weaker springs in them. I don't know, I assume the flywheelers are also, and it's probably either a resistor of some kind to get the RPMs down, or they might actually use weaker motors. I don't know on the flywheels, but I know in these springers, they just use a weaker spring. Rex Regum, have you ever encountered a super zombie that it would be better to kill them close up rather than far away? None specifically come to mind. No, not really. There are some where shooting them far away doesn't really gain you anything because it kind of depends on the rule set. Some of them, the zombies, are able to still move. They just can't tag people when they've been stunned. And so you tag them from far away, and if the stun timer is slow enough, they just walk towards you, and by the time they get to you, they've respawned. But I can't think of anywhere there was an advantage to a close-up kill, other than like something that needs to be hit with rockets or mega. You're better off waiting until they're close enough that you're definitely not going to miss. Whereas trying to take them out at long range, you're much more likely to miss. But if you could take them out at long range, there wouldn't be a disadvantage to it. So, not really. Cameron A. What is your favorite variant of the hammer shot? If you mean like stock variants, I actually really like the yellow and black one. I thought that was a good look, though I really like the original ones as well. As far as cylinders go, I haven't actually built or tested them. I've got a couple of them, and I need to print the rest of them. But Radioactive's inline clip ones that can have really high capacities, I need to build some of them and get around to testing them. I've got the upgrade springs for them. I've got a couple of the cylinders, but I need more upgrade springs, and I need to actually get around to printing the cylinders, some of which are too large for me to print on my printer, so I might have to outsource the printing on those. We will see. Yeah. Yikes 1215. What is the best single shot blaster in terms of ergonomics, accuracy, and looks, in your opinion? Aha! A qualifier I can work with, in my opinion. The downside, I mean, ergonomics and looks are often very similar. I am actually a huge fan of the Scout, the old Scout from the early 2000s. As far as ergonomics and looks, I always really like the look of it. The downside is it's a reverse plunger blaster, so it's not particularly moddable and doesn't have a whole lot of power. Accuracy is generally less a product of the blaster and more a product of the ammunition. Using AccuFake or AccuStrike darts, they are in fact considerably more accurate. But that's not a matter of the blaster, that has to do more with the ammunition. For more moddable blasters, I'm actually a really big fan of the Clear Shot. And it is thoroughly moddable. I like the Zombie Strike one. It's mostly black and orange, and then it has the barrel stripes, and I just thought it was a good look. I like the fact that the slide returns. That I thought was a neat design. You can put a heavy spring in it, you can put brass in the barrel, and that improves all of that, so that's one of my favorites. Big Cheese. Do you have any favorite historical Viking figures, and why? No. Not really. There aren't any that just really jumped out at me and that I've really latched onto as a character. Obviously, the Ragnar Lothbrok characters and the Leif Eriksons and Eric the Red and Harold Bluetooth and all of those are interesting characters, but there isn't one that I would really call my favorite of actual historic figures. Ihara Metz. How would you feel about an auxiliary marching band? I was in marching band. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. If the crew ever does get back into doing the medieval, like the Ren fairs, doing the pike block stuff, I would love to get a drummer and maybe a piper. But a full marching band, what would we do with it? What use would it serve other than just be kind of cool? What music would we play? A lot of sea shanties. We'd have to learn all of the crew's marching cadences. Some are not appropriate for small children, though. My Janky Builds. You should check out his YouTube channel. If you could have any modded blaster in the world, what would it be? I assume you mean ones that I don't already have, because between the Smart Gun, the Minigun, and Ire, I have all of the ones I really, really like. That's why I built them. Some of Mr. Nathan's builds, he's got some that are absolutely amazing that I wouldn't say no to having. Walcom has a couple pretty amazing ones, like Rage of Dust and Paradigm Shift are just amazing builds. Obviously, I've seen just no end of amazing stuff on my featured fan builds, but there aren't any that is like, I must have that. Other than, I mean, like, you know, this one was one where like, I want to have that, and so I reached out to it. And I've done that a couple of times where I've said, somebody had built something, it's like, that's genius, I want one, I will throw money at you for one. And But there aren't any that are like on a wish list that I'm trying to hunt down, so... Michael Nimrod. Would you ever consider making a proton pack-fed Star Wars themed blaster? Absolutely. That would be lovely. There are two that I can... maybe three that I can think of. Ha! Oh, a little off. Nitro Nick. Have you ever been sent something inappropriate? Yes, I have. Windle Poons. I watched to the end. Can I get snark anyway? No, sir. There shall be no snark for you. You must earn your snark. You cannot just ask for snark and receive snark. Snark is for those who have... They know what they did. They know. BT7274. Who's the tallest member of the crew and the shortest? The tallest would be Bowden Keltsbane at, I believe, 6'4", and the shortest was Bailey at 4'6". Bailey is the standard unit of measurement in the crew. We measure everything in terms of Baileys, which is an arbitrary length. Bailey sitting on Bowden's shoulders is, of course, a metric Bailey. Danse Macabre. Have you been watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Yes, I finished the first season. It was magnificent. They did a wonderful job at, just those characters, and they brought in a lot of secondary characters. They didn't really involve any of the main Avengers characters, but there were a lot of secondary characters that got brought in, and that was really cool, seeing those characters get more time on the screen. And they tied up a lot of loose ends. At least I thought they did a really good job, and creating more new questions and just good stuff. I thought it was very, very well done. And will I be watching The Bad Batch? Yes. I don't know if I will actually watch it on May the 4th, but I will definitely watch it eventually. Phoenix Fire. What is your name? Captain Xavier de Normandy. What is your quest? To snark all of the snarkables and to drink all of the root beers. What is the velocity of an unladen Nerf arrow? What do you mean? Fired from which blaster? John Seung. What are your thoughts on Settlers of Catan? I've played it once and was told I can never play it again. And while I enjoyed it, I didn't enjoy it so much as to feel the need to flout that ban. 4-piece. You have to choose a single color used in your castle build and replace it with another. What color is replaced and what is it replaced with? I would replace all of the new dark gray with old dark gray. Oh yes. Oh yes. 88 Alpine. You think it's possible to put a stock attachment point on a shell strike? We have spaceships and self-driving cars and robots that can do backflips. And you want to know if it's possible to put a piece of plastic onto another piece of plastic? Yes, definitely possible. Now, obviously, the big issue that's probably why this question is being asked is because of where the prime is. The two options that would be obvious, one would be to have it attached to the base of the handle, like on my Hammershot carbine. The other option would be to have some kind of a frame that holds the stock attachment point away from the priming thing, so you can still prime it. I think like a pair of metal bars on the side that then the stock attachment point is screwed to. The downside to that is that it would kind of restrict you to shorter stocks. Though there's more than enough collapsible stocks out there that probably wouldn't be too much of a problem. But it's definitely doable, yes. Travis/GA. Oh, Captain, my Captain. If you could become any character from the Marvel movies, what would it be and why? Honestly, probably Tony Stark. I mean, billionaire inventing genius. Imagine what I could do with a Nerf Iron Man suit. Plus flying would be cool. The Drifter. 1. What is your favorite cartoon? Wizards. What is your favorite Monty Python bit? Ooh. There's so many good ones. I think the one that I didn't get nearly as much when I was a kid, but then I took a class in college, and suddenly when I rewatched it, I laughed myself almost unconscious, was the scene in Life of Brian where he's putting graffiti on the forum, and the Roman centurion comes up and corrects his Latin. And having taken a Latin class, that made so much sense and was so... Let's see. What's this then? It says, Romans go home. No, it doesn't. What's Latin for Roman? And then proceeds to correct it. It was definitely one of my favorite bits. And finally, what is your favorite poem? Other than ones that I've written, there's one particular one that I wrote that I'm still very, very proud of, and the rest were pretty much complete rubbish. But my favorite one that was written by someone else was probably Gunga Din by Rudyard Kipling. I was first introduced to it when I was a wee bairn by the gnome. It was apparently I believe, her father's favorite. And I used to have it all memorized. I recited it for something at some point, and so I memorized it. Though I could probably... It's 5 stanzas, and I could never get the second and third right entirely. But I can get the first and fourth and fifth. So let's give it a go. You can speak of gin and beer when you're quartered safe back here, and you're sent to penny fights and Aldershot. But when it comes to slaughter, you will do your work on water, and you will lick the bloomin' boots of him that's got it. In India's sunny clime, where I used to spend my time, a servant of Her Majesty, the Queen. In all that black-faced crew, the finest man I ever knew was our regimental bistie, Gunga Din. I shan't forget the night that I fell behind the fight with a bullet where my belt plate should have been. I was choking mad with thirst, and the man who spied me first was our good old grinnin' gruntin' Gunga Din. He lifted up my head, and he plugged me where I bled, and he gave me half a pint of water green. It was crawlin' and it stunk, and of all the drinks I've drunk, I'm gratefullest for that drink from Gunga Din. He carried me away to where a dooley lay, and a bullet came and drilled the beggar clean. He put me safe inside, and just before he died, I hope you liked your drink, says Gunga Din. So I'll meet him later on in the place where he is gone, where it's always double drill and no canteen. He'll be squatting on the coals, be giving drinks to poor damned souls, and I'll get a swig in hell from Gunga Din. Right. If you're interested in those other 2 stanzas, look them up yourself. Let's get to the loot. Aha! Under right hit! Yes! Right, we have swag aplenty, so let's take a look. We got a little one. Sounds like happiness. It is. Hey, Cap Nom 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 from Nathan Talesian and the wife. Sweet! Oh, look at that! It's a whole bunch of Lego food bits and Lego loot bits. Very cool. It's got a whole turkey, and it looks like a frying pan. Is there actually a frying pan? I want to know if there's a frying pan. There is a giant Lego frying pan. Hot dogs and cups and turkeys and... well, that is just awesome. Oh, there's more. Popsicles and stuff. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Never have too much loot. Very, very cool. They send me most of my best hats, too. All right, we have a little one that also sounds suspiciously like happiness. And it is! Oh, very, very cool. The archery target from the Kingdoms line. Never have too many of those. Who's responsible for this one? Oh, there it is. Aha! It was, of course, the inestimable Sparky Santos. All right. Loot, loot, loot. We've got another little one. Again, suspiciously sounding of happiness. Yep. Wait, sir. Sir. I'm in. Oh ho! It's another war cart. Another one from the Kingdoms line. Another very, very cool. I love these little polybag ones. They were cheap. They came with a figure. They came with lots of weapons. Just good stuff. I wish there was more of those, I would buy them in bulk, and it would be fantastic. Who was this one from? I have a feeling. Aha! Yep, Sparky the Saint again! He sends me so much Lego, it makes me so happy. Dubious. Very light. It's a wizard! It's a Gandalf who's missing his arm. What happened to his arm? What do we got? Lord of the Rings Gandalf with staff. No explanation. My guess is it's probably more Sparky, but if it's not, whoever did send me this, let me know. You know, and you know that you're awesome. Got to fix his arm, though. All right. Getting nothing but Lego so far. Small children. Right with this one. It's very heavy, and I suspect it has something goomy inside it. Between the density and the fact that it's from the Gummy Bear guy. World's largest gummy bear. And it is indeed an enormous gummy bear. That looks, this looks like such a good goom too. Looks delicious. I will eat your ears. Bear. Nom. Most excellent. Who sent this? Who's responsible for this? Derek. Apparently it came from a Derek. Derek was apparently responsible for my enormous goom. Well, you, sir, are awesome. This will go in the pile of stuff to be eaten by the crew. We will carve it up and munge upon it. Let's take a look at this one. Could be anything. It's paper. Just what I always wanted. Thank you, note. Look at this. What do we got here? Here's the Scamp. I really hope you like it. The Scamp is a friction fit mag in grip Springer pistol. It uses a turnaround system and a Vanguard style pusher? Probably pusher. It has slam fire. I didn't know if that's super useful for a Springer pistol. It uses a K25 and packs a serious punch. Kinda included, may in case you didn't have one. Mag included in case you didn't have one. I'm also excited for your review. I'm working on some more stuff. I'll reach out soon if you'd be interested. Oh, good Lord, would I ever? Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Look at it. Look at it. It's so beautiful. Oh, yes. Oh! That is just cool. I don't know how it works. Does it have... Do you have to have a magazine in it? Does it have to be loaded? What's this part for? I don't know. There's a part. I don't know where it goes. Oh, it uses the angled worker mags. Well, luckily, I just got a few more of this. I need a dart. There we go. Whew. 224? Good Lord. 223. That is just mean. Only thing, yeah, I will do a whole video on it. The only thing I can even kind of think of right off the bat is the lack of a trigger guard, because that would make it difficult to holster, but I could probably easily enough fabricate a metal one to just go over right there. Oh, that is such a cool design. Look at that. The grip is beefy because it has to, you know, accommodate a worker magazine, but it's still very comfortable. The slide, I like the grips on the slide. That makes it really, yeah. It'll get a whole review. That'll get a review. I did figure out what this is. It's a replacement magazine catch. So it's friction in, and so apparently that must, I assume, wear out. And so he gave me a replacement. That is incredibly considerate from, oh, that is so pretty. Look at those colors. That is a really nice orange, sir. Apparently I got number 38. I mean, that's a serial number. Oh, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous, sir. Yes. Send me anything you make. I will happily review it all. Oh, I'm gonna play with that this weekend. Y'all are amazing. All right, let's take a look at this. Could be anything. A gift. Thought that you would like this from William Roberts. What's that? What is it? What am do? What am do? It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex that shoots darts. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I do have dragons that shoot darts. So, I mean, this isn't really any weirder. How does it pull the left leg back to fire? Well, we all know what's going to happen to this. And it will be fun. Most excellent. Thank you, William. That's weird. I like it. I like weird stuff. What do we got here? Could be anything. Again. I'm in. It's stuff. More stuff. A thing. Some stuff. Now if I keep digging, open this end. I found the note. Chaylo. Enclosed are some Kush Galaxy balls that we discussed via mail. Also included is 1 Mega Magnus, 2 bags of orange generic brick, and 2 Lanard darts. Lanard darts appear to be the same outer diameter as Vintage Mega. I was able to successfully fire them out of my Vintage Mega Blasters. I will work on getting some Sprecher Ripper sent to you your way. Keep up the great content, Alex. Well, good lord. Kush ammo, including Angry Bird. Most excellent. Oh, that's Star Wars Angry Birds. Very cool. Yep. Can never have too much Kush ammo. Generic orange building bricks. I don't have a lot of orange. Look, that's got markings on it. Interesting. Fascinating. Into the Lego pile with it. 1 Mega Magnus. Can never have too many of those, especially given how many of I master key. And the vintage darts. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I think I have some of these. No, I've got very similar ones where it's this density of foam and this same color of head, but they're whistlers instead of suction cups. So, yeah. That will go with my vintage ammo, because you can never have too much of that stuff. Because range day videos, I often need obscure ammo types. Most excellent. Right, up next we have this. Could be anything. Bubble wrap. Just what I always want. Oh, it looks like weird stuff. Sweet. Dear Captain Xavier, I hope this letter finds you well and in high spirits. It does. It's a gorgeous day. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's lovely. I'm a big fan of yours, and I wanted to send you something I thought you would enjoy. Your videos and humor always passes the time while I'm on breaks at work. Love your Lego channel, and it's cool to see older sets that I never got to see. I was a castle man myself. While I'm sure you've got other packages to open, so on to the loot. Enclosed is the following: 2 strange launchers, aka new ammo for tier. Absolutely. 1 total knockoff Rebel crossbow. Yep. 1 set of camo darts that have never been quaffed under the nose. 1 spring Lego set, a Ninjago set, and finally a strange blaster that has a cool shell but also bites the hand that fires it. Perhaps a candidate for K-26. The front folds down like a machine pistol. Until the ship sinks and we become undying pirates, Zach Lee. Well, there's the Ninjago, which I can already tell it has parts I didn't have before, so that is awesome. Very, very cool. These 2 things with their little stumpy rockets and their fins falling off, how dare you. That is definitely a different ammo type. I have to see if any of the posts I have fit that, because those are those are nice little rockets. I like that. We have, yep, I think I have 2 of these already. I don't know what I'll do with them. Something, eventually, maybe. It does look like they ripped off a messenger for the handle. Oh, the spring set. Oh, it's a chicken. It's a hatching champion. Ah, Lego flying. Fabulous. This. And look at that. Bite. Oh, yeah. Ow. That's just unpleasant. It also doesn't catch. But yeah, it pinches you. It bites. Whoever designed this needs a smack. This shroud here does not need to be here at all. You could just cut that off and it wouldn't bite you, but no. It won't even catch now. You're going in the bin is where you're going. And then, ooh, the Elite Camo Darts in package. Pretty sure I did not have one of those. I can only have like one of these darts. I mean, whoever came up with camo ammo was just son of a silly person. Most excellent. They shall go in the ammo collection. That is fantastic. Most excellent. New ammo types, blasters. Put all of that stuff together and going in one direction. Lego's going in a different direction. Gumi's going different. Okay, we have one. Thank you. Thank you. Where was the list? Yes. Zach, you were awesome. Thank you. All right. We have one final package. And I believe I know who it's from. It's from Australia, I believe. This is, in fact, sent to me by Andy Verk. And if you have watched my featured fan builds videos, you will know he does some absolutely amazing work. So I am excited. Oh, look. A novel. Good Lord. From Andy Burke, Burnt Land, Ashen Trees, the Arse End of Australia, Oz, to Captain Xavier of the Beard amongst the trees and rain, somewhere in that was once America, near an ocean full of plastic. Yeah, no, that's very accurate. G'day, Captain X. Just a quick scrawl wishing you a happy coming into the world naked, kicking and screaming day, and thanks for pointing people in my direction. I've been wanting to send a small token of thanks for all the help you've given me by featuring my builds in your Idiot Box channel. Being it's your birthday, making it a bonza-co inky dink. Now, I know I'm a bit late birthday-wise, very tardy of me and all. Alternatively, you're just really early. But I've been flat out like a lizard on a rock over here with the bushfires, rebuilding man caves, trying to not get burnt alive. Can you get burnt dead? Yeah, I think it's called cremation. Not forgetting the 2 cyclones that are currently dumping 50 milliliters of rain on me. Yes, everything in Australia is trying to kill you, and a fair bit of that eating and sleeping. Still, hope you enjoy your custom double up kit. I call it the Double X Double Up, as you have your very own X vents on the side. One of a kind, well, 2 really if you count them both, and I won't produce another one like it. You have a one-of-a-kind Nerf blaster. I have filled the plunger heads with hot glue, taped the O-ring, replaced the springs with a stronger one, and added lubrication. The result is that the range is between 5 and 1,000,000 feet. I hope by the time this package reaches you, I'll have an Etsy page or similar set up and running. Just wait until I get more than one upgrade kit to offer. Thanks again for your support. Keep up the videos. God knows how you do it. Superhuman, I guess. Your friend, Andy Verk. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Lost my train. Thought there was a second, but no, can't think of a thing. Backstory on the next page. Oh, good Lord. The backstory. The Mark 20 XX Plasma Annihilator. How this weapon came into the hands of the notorious part-time pirate Jupiter jumper is unknown. His school psychology assessment warned against access to firearms, knives, explosives, and kitchen appliances. Working as a freelance oxygen salesman and used medical equipment refurbisher in a habitat stations around Saturn, his life should have proceeded in a slow but steady decline into mediocrity, poverty, alcoholism, and daytime TV addiction, resulting in an unremarkable but fatal brain hemorrhage and being eaten by his cat. Within months of acquiring this weapon, the self-christened Captain X had worked out how to use it, only shooting himself twice in the process. He then embarked on a crime spree that law enforcement officers hardly noticed. Soon he was stealing, looting, and rampaging through the Gamma Station with reckless abandon until the day he found setting 2 on the blaster and vaporized half the station while trying to shoplift an apple. Again, the authorities failed to notice, mostly because the police facility was in the half of the station that was blown away in the solar winds. Realizing the power he held in his hands, he soiled himself, and then, after a change of shorts, embarked on an esoteric crime spree most people didn't understand. Eventually, after all the important crimes had been solved, the police went after him and his motley gang of renegade brigands and tax officials. They pursued Big X, as he kept suggesting that the task force in pursuit call him, without rest, but they always seemed to be one jump behind. Over 3 years, Captain X and the B-Men, B for bad, were rumored to be involved in such crimes as bombing the Mega Block low-G factory on the moon, the disappearance of hundreds of tons of low-density foam sheeting, and the attempted restructuring of an armaments company has come at me bro from weapons manufacturing to toy production. His downfall came when he successfully hijacked a freighter carrying 3 million boxes of jellied mammal-shaped sweets, resulting in him being hospitalized with acute sugar poisoning and massive obesity. There was an arrest without a struggle. In fact, he could barely move. At the trial, he was observed to sweat profusely, burp constantly, make repeated requests for just one more of these sweet, sweet bears, please, and harangue the judge in silly voices, demanding the return of his hats and a kit number 42113 to pass the time. The trial was delayed when his defense lawyer was arrested in the opening minutes for attempting mugging of the judge that morning. The judge didn't even need to deliberate, and some even heckled Captain X while he was stating his defense, including the judge. Captain X was sentenced to 814 years of hard labor, but didn't serve any of it because 2 days after being incarcerated, the Mars Maximum Security Penitentiary for very bad people, his crew busted in to rescue him, only to find that, because of the lower ambient temperature in Mars, the remaining gelatin in his bloodstream had solidified, and he was now very deceased bag of jelly. As his body was being squeezed into a grave, it burst. The area was placed off limits and given over as a live firing range for testing of ground attack ordnance, preferably napalm-based weapons. No need to read this online. Well, what do we got in here? Pull. Yeah. Give me the thing. Pull. Oh, would you look at that? How very dare you? And my logo, oh, all with the X. There it is, the X on the vents. Does this thing actually fire darts at all? I'm dubious. Let's put a dart in it. See what it does. I am not impressed. Wow. Was it supposed to fire? I don't even know if it's supposed to fire. But it doesn't. Like, even a little. That grip is comfy. Scotch on the narrow side, but it's just the right angle. That is, oh, this man's cosmetic works. Look at this thing. Look at it. The detail. It's so beautiful. The weathering is just incredible. That, I don't know if it can still be opened. I'll have to ask him, because, I mean, I'd like to pop it open and see if I can get it to actually fire. I think it probably can be. We'll see. Anyway, that is amazing. Thank you so much. That is gorgeous. If I can get it firing, it will definitely be part of my loadout. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous work. And I'll get that other one shipped off to the fellow. Right. Awesome. Okay. As always, you wonderful, wonderful people spoil me. You send me the coolest stuff. And thank you guys for watching.